What is happening, my friends? Today we're doing something very special. Thank you to Hallie, wonderful patron. She has requested that I check out some solo material from BTS. So right now we're going to check out each of the vocal members of the team doing their own solo pieces. These are all lyric videos, so they don't have music videos to them. And it's going to be Jin's Abyss, V's Scenery, Jungkook's Still With You, and Jimin's Promise. Cool. So, it's 4 videos, so we're going to keep it short. There's not going to be much editing. We're going to listen to it, enjoy it, talk about it, and love it. Let's go. Play. Alright, Spencer. You're up first. Dazzle me with those high, bright vocals. Your little runs. I love your little runs, Jin. C. It's something. I don't want to pause too much, and obviously we just started, but I want to point out that C is a very special thing, I think, to BTS. At least in my mind it is after listening to the song C. So I always go back to that, to think about how much that word actually means to each of the members, right? Yeah. 아직도 나는 내게 머물러 있다. 목소리 나오질 않고 맴돌고만 있다. 적감한 거 잠기고 Oh shit. Wow, dude showing off, man. This is possibly the most I've ever heard him show off, in the sense that the amount of vocal styles that he's gone through already is crazy. Like I said, very bright start, right? He's belting out these notes beautifully. When he went into that head voice earlier, it sounded fantastic. And when he went to the falsetto over here, it sounded even better. I was actually surprised by how high that falsetto was and how consistently he kept it going. Because normally when you hear him go into the falsetto, he'll go into it for a second and then come back out of it. But here, he just did the whole line, 2 lines, right, in a row. Just nailed that. Beautiful, beautiful. And then that right there, right, the very breathy sort of, with a little fry at the end. So, is this song about I'm trying to decipher by the lyrics. Is it about the closer that you get to this person, right? This person that you care about, the more you realize that you're not actually as close to them as you would wish that you were. The more you learn, the less you know type of situation. That's sort of what I'm getting in with this, especially since he's saying he's referring to himself as him. I want to go find him in the sea. Unless he's talking about the person, but I just assumed he would use her in that situation. Huh. I don't know. I don't want to read the lyrics alone. That's crazy, man. close my eyes to get to you. Yeah, and you know, to me that's saying, like, in reality, I can never be as close to you as I want to be. So I in order to feel that way, I need to imagine it. Ugh! Jin! My boy! My boy. Quite possibly, from a vocal standpoint, the most impressive thing that I've heard him do. I heard him do a live performance of one of his solo songs, and that was really, really good, but that's on a different level because it was live. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're actually seeing him do it. If we're talking about just from, like, the construction, the writing of the song, like, what shows off his vocals the most, from a solo perspective, this is the one. Definitely more than any of the other things I've heard from him. Definitely more than the one from the BU, too. I really like the song, too. I wonder if all of these are going to have, like, sort of, like, a slowed down feel, because I really think that, like, when you do that, that's when you really get to show off, you know? And all these guys are capable of showing off. They just don't always do it, you know? They like to sacrifice the showing off for the song, for the sound of the song, right? But that one was like, that hit both. That hit both. Good song. Nicely shown off. You're my boy, Jin. Alright, let's move on. This one is going to be Scenery by V. Let's 1, 2, 3, go. Is my dude gonna come in here with like a super breathy, deep tone? One of those V-Hs. But we know, like, I watched that I'll Be Missing You, man. He went super high there, too. Dude's got crazy range. There she is. What do you mean, bro? Like, he's not even singing. He's basically whispering, but goddamn does his whisper have voice. His whisper has notes. I love his Wow. Wow. I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. Like, the dude sits here with his, you know, his, like, freaking super low tone, and then just, like that, like, just, like, in this head voice. And you know what's crazy about his voice, though? It's almost like a hard explanation to make, but, like, even when he goes into the head voice, I don't know if you could hear what I mean here, but when he first goes into it over here, right? He's in head voice right there, right? But the breath that was there for the low tone is still there, and it's just as prevalent as it was before. It's almost like you can hear the depth of the low tone of his voice underneath, you know, the head voice that's coming out. Like, he's so high on the register compared to where he just was. But he's clearly in his head voice. It's an incredible combination of, like, the sound. I think it's really just something special about his voice. It's, like, hard to... I don't think you can really teach yourself that. It sounds like it's just something that he naturally has. Also, can I say that the writing of this song, like, the tempo... Yeah, like, the tempo of the song... Again, this I'm finding this one really interesting. Let me go back to the beginning.
I still wonder, wonder, beautiful story. Still wonder, wonder, best part. I still wonder, wonder, next story.
I can't even find the time signature. I literally can't. 1, 2, 3, wonder, wonder. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I mean, we're talking like it's so unlike the normal progression of a song. This one's really, 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 really interesting, man. And just piano too, man. Really lends itself to his style of singing.
그 찰나의 시간에 그 모습을 놓친 내 마음이 아쉬워해 후회가 돼 다시 그 찰나가 있기를
It's like you can feel the regret, you know, in his voice.
달빛 조각 하나하나 모아 조명을 만들
Violins in here now. They call lighting.
어제와 같은 모습으로 내 앞에 와주세요. I still wonder, wonder, beautiful story. Still wonder, wonder, best part. I still wonder, wonder, next story. I want to make you mine.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This piano is beautiful. Somebody hit the note, tell me what it is.
I still wonder, wonder, beautiful story. Still wonder, wonder, best part. I still wonder, wonder, next story. I want to make.
And I love that right there, man. That little run that he went on, where like his voice like totally broke in the middle, and then it came right back.
I want to make you mine.
It kind of sounds like a really like the romantic song in the middle of the movie for a Disney movie. You know, like an old school Disney movie, like a Sleeping Beauty or something like that. This is the one that gets you, like, to learn that these two people belong together. Crazy voice, man. Crazy voice. And it's also like he's one of those people that when he's singing, it's like you can tell that he could just be so quiet and like so close to the mic and just he's basically just singing ASMR. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't need to. He's not the type of person where he's like taking the mic away and he's belting these notes. Like even when he wants to belt, he's got this like uncanny ability to be like quiet about it. He's got things that I don't really understand, man. He's got things going on that I don't understand vocally. I can't explain them. I can't express them because I don't understand how he does it. It's really good. He's really good. They're all really good, but he's really good. I've been really liking V. 2021 has been the V year for Champion Medium. All right, let's move on to Jungkook here. Still with you. 3, 2, 1, play. And let me just say that before we get into this, like, he's the one that I probably talk about the least when I watch videos about BTS. And I've said this once before, but in case you haven't heard me, the reason that happens is because I expect so much out of him, and I know how great he is. There's a reason he's the main vocalist, right? Like, he's really, really... It feels easy for him. You know what I mean? It looks like it feels easy for him, at least. So, I generally speak about him the least because of that. It's like, I just expect him to be awesome every time and perfect and flawless. But I also haven't heard a lot of his solo stuff, so this is going to give me an opportunity to really focus on him. This one sounds more like a pop song already than the other ones. So really, like, jazzy sound. This piano, we got a guitar back there. I really like a lot of post-production on that guitar. Makes it sound kind of faded in the background. Oh, it's here now. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take it back a little bit. I just want to hear this, the guitar riff. And that bass too, man. It sounds like it's like written like a jazz song. Okay, cool. All right, now we're gonna listen to pay attention to the lyrics and the vocals. You hear that bass? It's so loud. Ooh. Oh man. That minor note right there. Okay. So, the things I love about this so far. I mean, again, it's like so hard for me to say. I feel like I'm gonna be obvious when I say the things I'm gonna say, right? Like, how can people not hear how great it is? But like this whole chorus, his in and out of the head voice and the belt tone, like, I mean, it's just so simple for him. It just sounds so simple. It's happening like, you know, we were talking about the other guys doing that earlier. It's happening so much quicker on this one, right? So it's like the first half of each line is belt voice, and then the second half is in this head voice, and then you just so simply just swoops right back into the original style. I think he's nailing it. It's like all these songs I've listened to so far, they all seem to be about, you know, that one person, right? Like that one person that you miss, or you need to see, or you want to be with, or whatever. So I kind of like that there's this sort of like this this thread going through these solo songs. I wonder if they were all released sort of around the same time also, because it definitely seems like there's like they're related in a certain sense. This is the poppier one of the three that I've heard, but I still think it's got that element of emotionality that takes it a little out of the pop zone and into the world of, like, you know, a little deeper thought, at least from my perspective. And definitely, like, this jazzy tone is definitely, I'm feeling it. Seriously, this feels like a song that came out in 1974 in New York City. Ooh, ooh, the little talking voice right there, man. I feel like it added so much. You don't hear him do that a lot. Like I talked about V doing that earlier. You don't hear Jungkook do that a lot. Ugh. Kind of like hits you right here, you know what I mean? Like you feel that in your soul. And I love that vocal melody right there. Da 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 da. It's a very much like you're going down the scale, right? But you're hitting the notes up as you go down. Da da da. And I think it's really hard. You have to slide your vocals when you're doing that, right? Like I'm not a vocalist, obviously, but like you don't hear people do that exact thing a lot for a reason, because you really have to hit those notes perfectly, and you're hitting those notes in the middle of the notes that you're actually hitting, you know? That vocal slide. Not at all what I'm doing, but the thing that I'm saying is happening. Just trust me. I love that they've all added piano back here too, right? So this is the third song in a row. They all had piano. Ooh, different kind of piano for sure. There's definitely a lot more going on instrumentally in this one. You hear that right now? The piano, it's going down the scale too. That's really cool, man. It sounds like a jazz player is playing this. Again, it's like, here was a really interesting choice for the vocals also, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna listen to it one more time. This line, I really like it. Okay, so you would think, da 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 da, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't go da 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 da. He doesn't go higher there. He goes lower, which was a really interesting decision, just from the songwriting perspective. He goes down there, like that one note, right? Like it's like, this sounds very, I don't know. It sounds like they took something, and then they like fucked around with it until it was like perfect, you know. And it's almost like there's these little moments of like stuff to throw you off in the middle of the song. Even that piano riff that I was talking about, that thing right there, like there were notes in there that definitely sounded like they were a little bit like, I don't want to say out of tune, because that sounds like a bad thing to say, but like I'm sure that there's a technical term for this that I just don't know, but like it sounds a little bit like maybe they're using flat notes or sharp notes in the middle of that, like going down the scale. And I think it's supposed to give you that element of like keeping you on your toes a little bit. I love when shit like that happens. Like, it's so easy to write a song where it's like, I'm gonna follow the scale, right? Like anybody can do that. But when you break it, when you break the mold, right? Like, boom, that mold is shattered. Even for little elements, for little moments, right? Like that, like I feel like I'm so much more interested in the writing of it. Yeah, I love that note. Oh my god, so much. That's great too. Awesome. Honestly, if out of the 3 songs that we've heard so far, if I was going to answer which one I would probably listen to the most, it would probably be that one. I don't think it was my favorite song. I think V's song was my favorite song. But also, I think that I wouldn't listen to it as often just because it's so slow. You know what I mean? This one I feel like is a good like song that if it comes on in the background, it's still chill. You know what I'm saying? Like it's chill enough, it's vibey enough that I could just groove out to it while it's on. But I really thought it was like really interesting from like a songwriting perspective. Also, cool. Anyway, last one here. This is going to be Jimin's Promise. I love me some Jimin. I think we all love us some Jimin. I've high hopes for this. Jimin's solo songs have stood out to be the most, I think. Lie is still one of my favorite BTS songs. In general, even though it's just a Jimin song, it might be my favorite. It might be my favorite. It's like top 5, right? Like top 5 song from any of the BTS guys is Lie for me. So let's see, Jimin, what you got for us, baby? 3, 2, 1, play.
혼자 주저앉아 생각만 커져가 언제부터 넌 날 아프게 했던가 너조차도 모르잖아 너도
The voice crack. The voice crack will always do it for me. Probably does it for everybody, right?
너조차도 모르잖아 너도 아프잖아 cause you're mine I just wanna blow your mind 이렇게 넌 또 멀어져만 가는데 아무렇지 않은데 그렇게 말하는데 사실은 내가 그게 아닌가 봐
I just love his voice, man. I just love his voice. I don't really have that much to say about it, honestly. Like he's doing the Jimin things that we know that he could do. But I love the way that this is being told, the actual story here. It's an actual conversation with the thoughts being narrated by himself, right? It's almost like reading a book a little bit. So I'm really digging that so far. And I like that it's just, again, like just like the other ones besides Jungkook. But just like the Jin and the V ones, it's just so far it's just a guitar, like as opposed to the other ones that were just a piano or whatever. It's just a guitar. It's very, very simple, and it does its best to let the vocals shine, which I 100% appreciate.
아프지 않게 네가 웃을 수 있게 I want you to be your night, baby You could be your night 이 밤이 너에게 솔직할 수 있게
And I love when he adds that lower harmony underneath. That sounded really good. Also, we kept with the guitar, just the single guitar throughout the whole first chorus, which I love. You know, a lot of times you get a first verse with just the single instrument and then it builds to that chorus where everything starts to fill in. But no, we're still just focusing on his vocals, on the message, on the story that he's telling. I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics right there. Again, just like what I was saying about V right there, like his notes got breaths. His breaths got notes. He's just like that part right there. It's just like it's like a fade in from like, you know, whispers into head voice, and it's just at no point, even when he's whispering, does it sound like he lost the melody, lost the tune of the song, right? Like even the whisper feels like it's carrying it through, which I'll never understand how you can do that. Like that's crazy, man. And have you guys ever noticed that, like, when Jimin's doing vocals, even in BTS songs, he generally is the vocalist in the group that gets the fastest paced lyrics, you know? Just shoots them. Ba da ba da ba da da. Right? Like, I think I was saying that in Paradise also, like, the pre-chorus that he does in Paradise is definitely the most eclectic part of the song, where, like, the vocals have their own, like, you know, kind of speed to them that the rest of the song doesn't have. I think he's just really, really capable of that. And that's a sad line, man. Maybe the truth is that I'm not. Like, that's a bummer of a line. That fry right there, too. Did you just go, oh? Did you just do that? Did you do that to me? Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, that falsetto right there. Oh! Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I think I need to take a cold shower. All bangers, man. These are all great songs. Also, I feel like that Jimin song was possibly the only one that wasn't about a different person, right? It sounded almost like he was singing about himself. That's the impression that I got, at least. It was like that there was a second person in the story, but that second person that he was talking about was himself, so it was like he was narrating about how he felt about the conversation that he was having with himself. That I could be totally off about that, but I thought it was a really cool way to actually tell the story. That's the way that it seemed like to me. And again, like, it's the vocals, just the vocals. I've seen, if I'm being totally honest, I've seen Jimin have songs where his vocals, I think, impressed me a little bit more than this one. But the song itself and how good his vocals just sound when he's doing that mid-range style that he has, you know what I mean? Because his mid-range sounds different than everybody else's mid-range because of that, like, very bright, effeminate quality that he's got to it. That it's like, I could just listen to him sing mid-range without him doing anything crazy, high or low. Like, his mid-range is so entertaining alone that it doesn't really... I personally don't really require him to do, like, that much crazy stuff. That being said, I do think that, like, he's got a very specific style where, what I talked about with, like, the speed at which he gets those lyrics out for his vocal melodies in his songs, or in BTS songs, always seems to be very specific to him, and I really like that about him. I don't think anybody in the world really sounds anything like him. At least not any guys. Anyway, Hallie, thank you. That was so enjoyable. I'm definitely going to post this on Patreon as, like, one video. I might upload them later to YouTube or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hope you guys did too. I'm out.